Hi, Internet. I am going to go ahead and do my 8th month checkup a couple days early, but there's a lot of stuff going on for me this week, so I'm not going to have time to do it on the actual day. So here's my update. I'm down 94 pounds since surgery, so that's fantastic. Over 130 from my highest weight. So things keep plugging along. I'm still averaging about between 10 and 12 pounds a month. Usually 3 on average pounds a week. That's not always. Sometimes it's 2.5, sometimes it's 4. I guess it just kind of depends. I work out every single day or as often as I can. Sometimes I just can't sneak one in because I'm just too busy, but I get some steps in and walking some otherwise. Still running. I like to run 3 days a week, even if it's just for a couple of miles. Today, for example, I did 3.5. I find that if I'm indoors and I'm on a flat track, I can run a lot further and I don't get quite as tired than if I'm outside in the humidity and the hills and all that wonderful stuff. Concrete, my knees just don't care for. But really, it's a lung thing. So when you're running and you get tired, it's because your lungs can't take it. It's really not because of your legs. Your legs can handle it. Anyway, I have been starting treatment for some varicose veins in my legs. It's not fun. The treatment is not fun. It's really taken 4 or 5 days since the treatment to kind of feel back to normal. It was really painful that first day. Second day really is probably the day after was worse. But the goal is to improve circulation, which is what I really like to see. So I'm doing some more on Monday, and then they got to do the other leg. So it's like one leg at a time. It's a lot easier than what they've done in the past, so I'm kind of grateful for that, but it still doesn't make it, my favorite thing in the world to do. Diet is pretty much the same. I get on average about 600 calories a day. That's about all I need to eat. Sometimes it's 650. Sometimes it's a little less than 600, but I don't feel hungry. I still eat at least 60 grams of protein, sometimes closer to 80. I get between 70 and 75 ounces of water a day, way over 100 if we count coffee, which some people do, some people don't, but I add it in there on top of it. Carbs are still around between 30 and 40, and fat is about 25, roughly. It varies depending on the day, but for the most part, that's kind of what I stick to. I pay attention a little bit to sodium because, people react to sodium pretty much the same way. They retain water and raises blood pressure and things like that. So I keep an eye on it. I monitor sugar too. Really, when you're reduced carbs, you're usually reduced sugar too. So they kind of go hand in hand. But for the most part, yeah, I try to keep the sugars at a bare minimum as well. If I get them, they're usually from fruit, and that's fine with me. I don't really have too much to report. Been really happy with how things have been going. My hair was really thinning out over the past month, and I'm hoping that kind of will reverse. I have been taking some fish oil supplements that I'm hoping will help. It hasn't been terrible, but my hair has always been very fine, and so when it gets thinner, then it gets really noticeable for me. I don't know that anybody else notices, but I do. And I matter the most, right? So I'm hoping I can reverse that. It is something that obviously will take care of itself, and it's just a hormone thing. And when you're losing all that weight, it was bound to happen. I've been taking my normal vitamins. Things haven't really changed on that route. So I've kind of just been keeping on with what I've been doing and what's been successful over the last couple of months. And as long as I keep seeing it, then that's what I plan to do. There's really no need to make any changes if what you're doing is working. So I've been trying to do a little bit more strength training if I can. And I do the elliptical once or twice a week just to do something different. And you can add in like the hill climb and things like that really help with your muscles and pacing and things like that. So that's my story. It's not a humongous update, but it's still a big one. Like I said, 94 pounds down. Weighed in this morning at 213. So there you go. My surgery weight was 307. So yeah, it's kind of a big deal. People have really noticed it. So that's kind of fun when they see me and they're like, "Oh my gosh!" I'm like, well, yeah. I mean, this is no secret. I don't make it a secret. I've been pretty upfront with the fact that I had surgery. There's no need to hide it. So when people say, "Oh, what are you doing?" Well, I've had surgery. So yeah, I've had help, but I've also made a lot of big changes in the process. And so for people that are considering the surgery or, looking into it, yeah, it will help you. It'll help you because you can't eat. But it's not a quick fix. You have to make it work. And as long as you're doing that, then it will work. So, I guess that's all I have to say. I will update again in another month, and we'll see where we're at. Bye.